And I have two gentlemen with me right now on set. Let me start from Julian Ajunwa. Is on the show. Julian, good to have you on Sports Tonight.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Toyin. It's always a pleasure being on the show, and also good evening to
Tolu Olorumoteni, looking like a cowboy. But so
he's always looking this way.
He's always looking in a very different way. But guys, let's start with what we just saw. China's National Kids Cup, the two Lagos teams are out. Good investment in youth, and that's the future.
Yeah, true. It's important to say that other teams from other parts of the country are interested in showing just how interested they are in the China's National Kids Cup this year. For the previous editions, for the 1st to the 7th, looks like the Lagos teams have been taken a lot more seriously, and some other teams from Edo State. But this time around, it looks like it's not just going to be, it has not been easy for Lagos teams, and other teams are really helping to build the whole thing around the China's National Kids Cup, really showing that it's a national thing. It's not just a Lagos thing, and they are set to take it to the very next level. Good to see the kids. I saw a boy mesmerizing the right-hand side for the other team that won in yellow. I don't know the school, I beg your pardon. But I thought these boys look like boys that, if properly nurtured, can just be good stories for the future.
That's the essence. That's the essence. Well, Julian, let's come quickly now and spend some time to talk about domestic football. The Friday night game just ended. We talked about it at the beginning of the show. Just now, Rangers winning that one by 2-1. But let me just give you a little bit more details about that game. Bobby Clement, we spoke about him now, scored the first goal for Rangers. And Obinna Nwombodo made it 2-0 for Rangers. Before Sheung Shogbeson scored from the penalty spot to give Nasarawa United some consolation. So it ended 2-1. But as we said, Rangers are now back to the top. Julian, what a way to start the weekend for Rangers. They are beginning to look like a team, well, early days, but we've played 13 weeks of football already, and a lot can still happen. But let's run through the fixtures of other matches to be played this weekend. El Kaneme Warriors are back home to Maiduguri. Ikorodu United will be taking them on. Ikorodu are bottom of the log. They have to try to get the results. That's going to be tough, real tough. Atland against Sunshine as well in Owerri. Dramatic game last season at this venue. Sunshine winning 3-0 away from home. But can they do it again? Then you have Panopilas against Shooting Stars. Wow, what a game it promises to be. Plateau United against Rivers United. Abia Warriors will be taking on MFM. In another one, then you have okay, the fixtures are just about the same, but a lot of interesting games to look forward to. On Sunday, we're going to be having Aqua United against Enyimba. Enyimba are coming back tomorrow morning, and they move straight to you for this one. I mean, they are very buoyant at the moment, qualifying for the group phase of the CAF Champions League. We have Warri Wolves against Giwa, Wiki Tourists against Ifeanyi Uba, Lobi Stars of Makurdi against Redus of Minna. These are the games lined up for this weekend. Giwa FC are not happy with the league management company. Their game against Warri Wolves was initially scheduled to be live on TV, but doesn't look like it's going to happen anymore. And they said, no, we want that game on TV.
It was even supposed to be the game between Aqua United and Enyimba, but that also might not be
supposed to be. It's on Sunday.
On Sunday.
That will be live on Sunday.
That will be live on Sunday. You know, so for Giwa FC, I would like to see the kind of treatment they will get away to Warri Wolves, to know what happened between them and Enugu Rangers, how the game was stopped, how the fans encroached the pitch. They're not happy with the fact that the home team were losing, and that's what we'll say about Nigerian football in the league. If the home teams deserve to win, I'm not a person who will say every week we must have an away victory and away point. If
let the best team win.
Deserve to win, let them win. But if the away team are trying, because I remember Giwa FC also came to Lagos and beat Ikorodu United, and I was at the Unique Stadium that day. Nothing happened. You know, I know what happened when MFM went to visit Plateau United. How MFM, you know, managed to get a draw, but it was a very difficult, you know, atmosphere for them to even play. So, but I think this weekend might likely get away points here and there. But let me just talk briefly about today's game. I knew Rangers will win. There's some results you see, or there's some games you see, you know what to expect at the end of the day. Rangers.
Last year, Rangers didn't win. That's the first time in a long while that Rangers are getting the victory over Nasarawa.
But Nasarawa actually got 4 points off them last season.
Yeah.
You know, it was goalless in Enugu last season, and they beat them 1 in Lafia. But Rangers have won all their 6
Nasarawa had a good
games.
chance to have scored early in the game. Emmanuel Daniel was fumbling a lot of the crosses. Nasarawa didn't take their chances.
Well, it's all about taking your chances, and for Rangers, it just shows how determined they are to win, this year's NPFL. They've not won it in 32 years, but I like the fact that they've been winning all their home games, and most of their home wins have come against these these teams from the north. They've beaten Wiki Tourists, they've beaten Plateau United, they've beaten Niger Tornadoes, and the latest team from the north, they've beaten Eimba, they've beaten Aqua United, they've beaten Ifa Yuba, so they've beaten
and
the
they've picked points on the road as well.
They pick points on the road, so that's the key to winning the league. If you look at teams in the last 3-4 years who have won the league, they've been very consistent at home, and they've also gotten points on the road. Wolves would have won the league last season. I mean, they won 18 of their 19 home games. Only Rangers came there to beat them by 2-1, but they fumbled on their away trip. So that's the key to winning the league. Win your home games convincingly, go on the road, pick up points, and then you are good to go. Rangers, for me, are my pick to win this league if Eimba are not careful. They've played 7 games, they've lost four of their away games. All the 3 games they've won have been at their Bar Stadium. So if they want to retain their title, they should also try to start winning games. They have about 7 fixtures in hand. So I would like to see how Eimba will perform in those games, but they're basking the euphoria of qualifying for the group stage. Let's see how they'll play against Aqua United on Sunday.
A lot of good games to look forward to. Kano Pillars against Shooting Stars, another big one. This weekend. Kano Pillars, we thought that without the distractions of continental football, they would consolidate and be run away favourites to win the league, but they're stuttering, just similar to what they were last year.
Well,
they're not picking points on the road, and they're struggling even to win games at home.
They know what to do. The good news is, perhaps it is good news, and maybe it is not good news, the fact that they are competing just on 2 fronts, the Federation Cup and the league. It means that they have enough time to prepare for each game, and they don't have to bother themselves with some rescheduled games in between the weekends. So I think they know what to do. The fact is they are stuttering. The fact is they don't usually pick up very early. Remember the last time they won league 2 seasons ago, the first 10 games of the season they were stuttering, and then when they picked up, they were like a house on fire. They just went on a roll of games, and then they were on top of the league for long stretch of match days. So I think they have what it takes to get back in that run. They equally have a coach who has won it with them before, Baba Ganaru, and he knows just exactly how to motivate his players. They actually have some of the best players in the league also. The addition of Prince Agri is a very great addition over the season.
A lot of fantastic players now.
So right
if
now,
Matthew, I mean, if you're talking about the quality of the players, pillars,
in doubt.
They have it. They just need to
players.
start getting results, and they have the quality to get the results they need to go that far. One other game that I will be casting my eye on this weekend is the Heartland versus Sunshine Stars games. I think it's going to be a very, very big game. Heartland and the fans in Owerri know Sunshine Stars already. Not many teams can go to Owerri and win 3-0. But the good or the bad part of it is that Sunshine Stars don't have a majority of the players who were in that Sunshine teams last season.
But they've gone 6 games now unbeaten. So it looks like they're getting back to good form.
Yeah, it looks like that. But majority of that have been draws. They've only been able to pick wins against slim wins. All 3 wins have been 2-1 wins against Eimba.
3-0 against
Academy was 3-0, and then they picked 2-1 against Eimba. I think another one against Nasarawa United. So I think it looks like they haven't been really convincing until the Academy game last weekend. But going to Owerri, I do not fancy them picking a point this time around. I think they've been on a very good run, and Heartland may just be out there to stop the run, considering they equally lost the game at Ibadan to 3SC last weekend. They will be looking to get back to winning ways immediately, and to get a revenge against the team that trashed you 3-0 at home last season. Mind you, the 2 of those 3 goals were scored by Tunde Neji last season. It's no longer there this time around. Prince Agri got the other goal. It's not there anymore also. The likes of Paul Onubi started in that game last season. No longer with Sunshine Stars. So it's a different team entirely. But come on, Heartland equally have what it takes to probably stop Sunshine Stars from their unbeaten run.
All right, let me go quickly and talk about this one before we go on to some other issues. And before we talk about the FA Cup, let me just quickly talk about the league. Still talking about the league management company, and something good, something big that we're expecting will be happening in a couple of days is the partnership that the league management company have struck with La Liga. Whatever kind of partnership that we can get that will help us to improve our league and make it better, we'll go for it. And that's why we want to commend the league management company, of course, the chairman, and of course the CEO, who was the former chairman, Ndoka Irabo, as well as the Nigerian Football Federation for providing the environment for the league to thrive. That, for me, is sustainable development. If you are able to get your league on the right way, then the future of your football is very bright. So I want to commend the league management company and by extension the Nigerian Football Federation for this partnership, and I hope that the partnership will really, really be beneficial and will help us to get it right with the structure of our league football in Nigeria in terms of youth development, in terms of welfare of players, of coaches, and of course in terms of everything that will make the league what it should be. All right, so we'll move on very quickly and talk about this weekend. I just run through that for you. FA Cup semi-finals. It's time for us to begin to take a look at the business end of the FA Cup, and we are going to be having semi-final games on Saturday and Sunday. Everton against Manchester United, and of course Crystal Palace against Watford. The Nigerian interest, of course, is Watford. Odion Igalo looks like he's forgotten how to score goals, but we hope he finds his scoring boots on again with this game. It's crucial.
Well, it's a very big game, and he wasn't even in their last round of fixture. He's not been getting that goals that he's used to getting for Watford. But I will hope he starts scoring. Crystal Palace are also not having it easy. Remember, they lost to Manchester United, and they've also been losing games in recent times. So it's a battle between two teams who are struggling. In fact, all the 4 teams in the semi-final are under pressure. They are really not doing very well. Everton
United,
also in the mess, losing in the Merseyside derby 4-0. Funes Mori is out, suspended. John Stones is injured, Jageka is injured, so you ask yourself who and who partner each other in the middle of the park. So United have to capitalize on this. They are the biggest side of the 4 teams remaining, and remember they've not won the FA Cup since 2004, so this is the best time for them to win.
And they haven't even won the trophy in 2 years.
In 2 years, so I'm sure Van Gaal, like he said, he wants to win the FA Cup and hopefully finish in the top 4, you know, to crown this season to be one of his successful seasons in his 2 years in charge. So for me, United should do enough to win. Then hopefully, because of the Nigerian interest, we should see Watford after, you know, remember they knocked out Arsenal in the quarterfinal, so it will be good enough for them to also send Crystal Palace back in. Then hopefully we could see a United Watford final in Wembley.
Is that what you're going for as well?
Yeah, I would just go for United versus Watford in the final. And it's interesting to see how Everton will bounce back though. I thought they were really shambolic against Man United against Liverpool in the Merseyside derby. So I thought I'm thinking they can be a lot of pressure on Martinez right now. So it's going to be a really cracking game tomorrow at Wembley, and you never can tell. You never can tell really. The way they knocked Chelsea out, it was currently at the point where they were not doing so well in the league also, but yet they were able to find that team to knock Chelsea out. Maybe there could be a repeat. Although my only interest in the final is Watford. Whoever joins them, I don't care.
And that's because of his
Let's see Odion Igalo get a good shot at the title.
Let him get something for the amount of hard work he's put into this season.
And I imagine him winning. You know, he could even be in the running for the African Player of the Year, you know, come next year. If he wins the FA Cup, it's a very big chance. He has scored 14 goals in the league. Adding the FA Cup to it, you don't expect Watford to win the league or even finish in the top 4.
You expect that they will struggle.
You know, expect them to struggle. Propel them to maintain their top flight status, which I feel they will do. Adding the FA Cup to it will be a fantastic season for him. And I feel if he does that, he will be in the running to perhaps challenge Aubameyang for the African.
We equally be playing in Europe, in the UEFA Europa League. Should they win the FA Cup?
All right, so that's it. Everybody praying and hoping that Odion Igalo will come good for Watford in that one. We'll go on a quick break now. During the break, we'll bring you some tennis. And when we return from that break, Tunde Ogunshiko will be coming in. And Tunde has a whole lot of chess to talk about. Chess for change, grassroots chess. Plenty of interesting stories, and as well, Tunde will be unveiling to us a certain Wizkid. I don't want to mention his name to you now. A certain Nigerian Wizkid. Tunde will be unveiling to us when he joins us on the show. So we'll go on this quick break, but guys, I must thank you so much for your time. Julian, we'll do it again next week.
It's a pleasure.
Tolu, Cowboy, Tolu, thank you as well for doing it with us tonight.
It's a pleasure.
We'll do it again next week.
Sure.